It should not be tolerated in civil society. Nazis are not welcome in civil society.
Fuck the police! Govern the people!
You saw the intro. I don't know if we should be laughing or depressed. Let's just hop right into the video.
James argues, accurately, that there are differences between men and women. This is a strange position to be in, to be arguing for something that is so universally and widely accepted within biology. What is not as widely accepted is that culture is also evolutionary, but I'm going to argue that biology and culture are both evolutionary. Let's look at differences between men and women that are explicitly anatomical and physiological. Are men taller than women on average? Does anyone take offense at that fact? Are you irritated?
There's always a standout.
So I would say you could be irritated by it. You could be irritated by the fact that women have to be the ones to gestate and lactate. You could be irritated by a lot of truths. But taking offense is a response that is rejection of reality.
Did she say something inappropriate? Did she imply that women were inferior beings compared to men? No. She just stated some facts. On a physiological level, men might have advantages over women. Men on average are taller than women. Men on average have more muscle mass than women. But that doesn't mean that a woman can't be a CEO, or can't be an astronaut, can't be an engineer, whatever you want. She never said that. That's why I don't understand their reaction. This is where the stereotypes are gonna hit, because it's always the people with the same style that act that way. It might feel repetitive, but it's always the same kind of shit. Why do you think women and men don't compete in the same category when it comes to sport? Because men will have an advantage over women. Why do you think transgender athletes dominate the women's sport? Biologically, they are still men and maintain those advantages. Therefore, they dominate the women's sport. But that doesn't mean that women are inferior beings. That doesn't mean a woman is beneath a man. She never said that. That's why I don't understand that kind of reaction. This has been proven. There's nothing you can say. You, a regular person, you can understand that without even going to college. But for those people that are college students, it's too difficult to accept. It's not like she said men are superior, so men equals breadwinner and women equals bread maker. And if the speaker's opinion is unbearable, you just leave without making a scene. There's no need to say a loud bye thinking that it's going to trigger a riot. What did you expect? You're just making a fool out of yourself. This is sad because we're looking at our generation. I mean, it's an old thing. It's an old debate from 2018, but still, like, we know that the mentalities haven't changed that much.
Our brains are also different. So there are some binaries.
Oh, wow. Security! This is what happens. Oh, did they shut off the volume? Can you hear? Can everybody hear?
Really? He's a piece of shit. That's not okay. Even the women in there have been brainwashed.
Should not listen to fascism. It should not be tolerated in civil society. Nazis are not welcome in civil society.
Fuck the police! Govern the people!
I think I'm gonna need a brain scan because I might have a brain cancer after the amount of bullshit I've just heard. And then even you should probably go check your brain because I can't believe the amount of bullshit I've just heard. I swear a middle schooler would be able to properly use the words and know the fucking definitions of it. They just use words without even knowing what they meant. It's crazy how 30 seconds can make you look like the dumbest person in the entire human history. Imagine they were the speakers and someone sabotaged the sound system. That person would be labeled as the worst person on earth, would receive death threats, would be cancelled, and so goes on. But they can do it without facing any consequences. But now you know who controls cancel culture. They are college students. Once again, they are college students, but they react in such an immature way, such an erratic way. I really can't understand how it is possible for you, with the amount of education you had, to be so brain dead. The dude who started talking about fascism, do you know what fascism is? Do you know some people suffered or suffer because they live under fascism? Do you realize what you're talking about? Then you start talking about Nazis. Do you know some people had their families or lives ruined by the Nazis? World War started because of the Nazis. Some people develop PTSD because of fascism or the Nazis. But those kids who live in the most powerful country in the world, who don't seem like they come from slums and have the possibility to go to college, act like they are freedom fighters that have just been abused physically or mentally just because they received a dose of reality. You're labeling someone as a Nazi because that person stated some facts that you cannot accept. They're always talking about free speech, that people should have the possibility to share their ideas and whatever, but the second that someone shares an idea that goes against their own beliefs, it's a whole new problem. You're not allowed to talk, you're this, you're that, you're conservative, you're not open-minded, blah blah blah. I mean, please, from what we've seen in this video, at any moment you had the opportunity to debate, because what the biologist said were pure facts, nothing else to say. You can't debate against reality. No matter how hard you want to reject reality, reality isn't going to change just to make you happy. It doesn't care about what you think, that's all. And then they're talking about that you can't say that in a civilized world. Who sabotaged the sound system because they couldn't accept the truth? Did you display a civilized attitude? Not at all. Once again, they just use words that they don't understand. I know usually just a minority in the community, but you can see that type of oppressed trying to be the oppressor reaction, that now that they have a bigger voice and impact, they feel like they are entitled to what people can say and think. It's not like the speaker said something outrageous or something that you could even debate. It makes me feel pity for them. That's the only word I can use. They preach so many things, but when those things aren't used in the way they would like to, it's a whole new problem. I'm just tired of seeing that kind of attitude. Then saying, fuck the police. What does the police have to do in this? The police trying to maintain a certain peace, and you're out there acting like a bunch of children who didn't receive what they wanted. And saying power to the people. The people are discussing. You are trying to remove their ability to discuss. But power to the people, that's what you said, right? The levels of hypocrisy that we saw in this video are just astonishing. You know, I'm really flabbergasted by the entire situation, because this just shows the state of this generation. Now that you have the internet, it's so easier to share your ideas, even if your idea is genuinely a good one. I forgot the name in English, but in French we call it the téléphone arabe. U or A. You say something to B, B's gonna say something completely different to C, and so it goes on. That's how it is when you share your beliefs or idea online. It might be a good one, but because it's so easy to share and change the core of it, that at the end your idea might be something completely different, and then you have some brain dead people that are gonna defend it without even knowing why. You saw it, they use words but they don't even know the definition of the words. You know what, I'm gonna put a definition of each word so you can educate yourself, because I don't want to see you like live in the abyss like that all your life. I want to see you strive. So I'm gonna try to help you as much as I can, but you're not making things easy for me, so I'm gonna try my best. What is their cause? Do they know why they are fighting for that cause? They don't, but they just follow because, oh, it seemed cool, or because it's trending, this, that. This is why so many causes lose impact, because of that minority that's unfortunately way too loud. Next thing you know, they're gonna tell you that the earth is a triangle. This video is the perfect example why this generation needs a reality check. They need to understand that they do not have the ability to bend reality. It's not because they have an easy access to the internet or know how to use the internet that they are the most brilliant minds on this planet. They need to listen, comprehend. Some of y'all weren't spoiled by your parents, but the internet fucking spoiled you. Y'all need to accept the truth that sometimes you do not know the answer, you do not have the answer, and if someone tells you the answer, no matter how difficult it is to accept it, you have no other choice. I guess that's all for the video, guys. I'm gonna see you soon for another one, and remember, the earth is a square.